Hello, welcome back. Uh, I was told today that tomorrow I won't have power. And I mean power to my room, so... So my upload for tomorrow is probably going to be a bit later than I usually like it to be. Then again, uploads have been difficult recently. As in, like, it won't give me a timer or anything, and then suddenly... Oh, you got a bit of a problem there, and just doesn't upload. Oh, we're here to work with the lemurs. Oh, and also Brutus, our eldest cat, has a big old boo-boo on his back. Yeah, did you give him the boo-boo, Pandora? He may be only a year or two older than you. Does it mean you have to tear a hole in his back? Glad to see Orcus hasn't sunk his teeth into you yet, Edgar. Don't go thinking he's given up on trying, though. He's up there savoring you from a distance. Can't resist checking in on his prize, just as he can't resist seeking out morsels to tide him over till he's feast. The reports we've received of a man pale as death skulking about the sands is proof of that. And then there's the matter of this blunted dagger. We don't know who sent it, but we do know what it means. It's a warning commonly used by the less savory elements in Ul'dah. A warning that the next will be delivered sharp and straight to our bellies. More fool them. They've no notion of what we've faced and lived, thinking we'd soiled our small claws over empty threats. Let's hope it's nothing more than that last, seeing as we need to follow up on those reports sooner than later. Anyone fancy a bit of fresh air? If we catch a whiff of Orcus' foul stench, all the better. Edgar, I want you to go around near Blackbrush Station. I'll head to Stone Throw. When you're done, meet me there and we'll share what we've dug up. I've only been up for 2 hours. And I just had my equivalent for Thanksgiving dinner because I usually don't eat on Thanksgiving. Well, they usually have to make something special for me because I don't eat turkey. I don't know why, but turkey tastes like soap to me. Always has been and always will be. Oh. On my personal, well, on my own, I've been doing the, I've been trying to get all the soul crystals. So I've been doing the default classes. So far I've gotten the Bard and the Warrior. I've been just doing one of them per day. I don't think I'll be doing one today, though. Organize that self-asserted stride, the mark of a man ready to take on the world and then some. You must be the Eorzean Reaper the boss sent word about. I'm almost disappointed to tell you nothing is amiss. The soldier in me would have loved to see a Reaper in action. I once fought in the Imperial Army, though you wouldn't think it to look at me now. I served proudly under Lord Valens in my youth, until the day he ordered us to use common folk as fodder in some pointless skirmish. I refused and was sentenced to death for my candor. Needless to say, I didn't keep that appointment. Compared to the evil, toothless threats and ghosts are no bother. But the less jaded are more excitable. One lass in particular has been jumping at shadows. She claims to have seen all manners of horrors, all sorts of manner of terrors, but I suspect she'd be startled by her own reflection. Still, if you want to lend an ear to her delusions, you can find her in Lost Hope. Oh, hello. Who are you? Oh, did Drasilia receive my message? She sent someone to rid us of this terrible evil waiting in the wings. Surely she cares for us as if we really were her flesh and blood, which is more than I can say about my own. Not once have I longed to return to the life of comfort I left behind in Garlemald, and I have Drasilia to thank for that. 1 second. Okay. She isn't the reason I left home in the first place, of course. Had I not met my beloved, I would likely still be feasting on lemon cakes and ignorance. In ignorance of love, of freedom, I found the former in Garlemald, and the latter in Eorzea, as our new life blossomed into something beautiful. Not every day has been easy, not even most days, but Drasilia's watchful eye has kept us safe, and our freedom is worth any measure of hardship. Such terrible fear gripped my heart when my beloved told me of a pale man he spied on the sands, but now that the family has come to help, I can breathe a sigh of relief. I'm sure you wish to know precisely where to find that horrid creature, but I cannot help half so well as my beloved might. Seek him in the southeast, and pray put an end to this nightmare. What's this? Waking the spirit. Oh, that's, I think, it would teach you how to meld materia to your weapons and stuff. Though devilish mists the hunter doth now tread, tracking the scent of quarry others dread. And darkest night for a keeper, lo, by your side he walks the reaper. Apologies for the festive display, friend. I'm a poet, you see, and cannot resist putting into words the flood of emotions that occupy such a striking figure as yours. Monster. Where? Well, listen, minutes from this void set is potent and powerful. Thank you, my savior, my godsend. Would that I could have aided you, but alas, a poet's pen is of little use in battle. Unless, of course, that battle involves not swords and scythes, but words. Just ask the sire of my beloved, who is even now licking the wounds dealt by the invictus verse I composed after he had the gall to forbid our union. A masterwork of scathing metaphors and subtle remonstrations. Alas, for all their pretense, nobles are anything but subtle in their rage. We were forced to flee to abandon our home and only our love for sustenance. Nevertheless, I've regretted not a single moment of our life in exile in Eorzea. We found an unexpected treasure, freedom of mind and freedom of heart. But I digress. Surely you did not seek me out simply to save my life and leave the nod and a smile. And did you wish to commission a poem? The pale man, I encountered him while less wandering these arid wastes. In such of inspiration, I felt the gaze of some terrible presence upon my back. And when I turned to meet it, he was standing there grinning like a butcher in a bullpen. He wore robes much too thick for the scorched sands, and his skin looked as if he had never been kissed by the blazing sun. Worst of all, his eyes were two bottomless pools of blood. I feared my end had come, but then he vanished as quickly as he appeared. Perhaps I've been reckless. Recent incidents make it clear that the cost of inspiration is higher when I'm willing to pay. I shall return to my beloved for both my safety and hers. Thank you again, my savior. So how is everybody else's day been? There you are, and another one of his accursed minions. Well, I suppose we can take comfort in the fact that none of the family came to harm, yourself included. Well done. Speaking of which, what do you think of this family you've been thrusted into? Speak freely. I haven't lived this long by taking offense at opinions I don't want to hear. Seeing some odd families then. I reckon I'd like to think we're one of a kind, though, a collection of cast-offs unfit to live under the Empire's boot, yours truly included. Much as some enlightened types might tell you otherwise, people like to have a say in the life they lead. That's what separates us from those bugs over there. Born queens, workers, drones, bred into roles and grained so deeply they wouldn't know how to live otherwise, for the glory and prosperity of the hive. But we've got it in us to be different. Might be born into farmin', soldierin', or politickin', but we can choose to walk a different path whenever the fancy should strike. In our nature to accept our lot without question. No, we have to believe in something, put our faith in it. Only then will we deign to march in step. And including faith of a savage, striped in one way to get us dancing to the same tune. Others might be compelled through faith in logic or law, intangible, invisible, yet coarse enough for killing and conquering, if it suits the queen. The invaders have sullied our birthright for 8 centuries. No longer we march for Locus Aminus. With a few righteous words, his Radiance, Solus, Zos, Galvis whipped the hive into a fury. Once that fires burning, the passion of the masses could soon be quelled. What was once a wish for home became a holy mission to spread enlightenment. Enlightenment which will not suffer such beliefs as the beastmen held. Countless scores rendered up their lives on the altar of the Empire, until an entire continent was united under a single matchstick fist. For those who still dreamed the day of unity a deemed worthy of song, yet some awoke to see it for the tyranny it was, my grandfather Rulus included. The talent of the Reapers are passed down through bloodlines. Rulus was the best of us, the most accomplished and feared in the Order's long history. The duty of the Reapers, our role in the Hive, if you will, was to deliver our countrymen from corrupt and power-hungry tyrants. When Garlemald found religion and conquest, its appetite grew to be insatiable. My grandfather pondered this conundrum for many sleepless nights and came to the decision he would relieve Solus Zos Galvis of his life. "20 years ago, he slipped into the deepest chambers of the Imperial Palace, silent as a shadow, until he came here, the Emperor's beating heart. Yet when Rulus returned to me, Solus was alive and well. My grandfather, on the other hand, had a skittishness to his step, and his black hair had turned a pale white. He said not of his encounter with the Empire, save that the most powerful man in Garlemald was no man at all. Shamed in his defeat, my grandfather sought greater power. Bit by bit, he gave more of himself over to the void simp behind his avatar. Orcus struck when Rulus was weakest, taking his flesh and soul in one fell swoop. When he was finished, not a mote of my grandfather remained in that body. There was only Orcus. The fiend flew into a rapturous frenzy, and my family were his first victims. I remember the shell of his teeth sinking into my flesh, gnawing until they reached my very essence. How am I standing here before you then? Oh, Orcus gorged on a soul that night, but it wasn't mine, not exactly. It was my avatar that filled his belly. Seems that was all he could stomach. Some might consider that a lucky twist of fate, but I had little time to ponder my fortune and fled soon as I was able. His radiance never looked kindly on those trying to end his life or their families. I wandered about for years until I settled here and started seeking out others like me, others who had awakened from the Empire's dream. Lemurs is what we called the spirits of the dead in the Garlean tongue. A fitting moniker if there ever was one. Waking up from a long sleep ain't unlike climbing out of a grave. I can attest to that. Son of a bleedin', remind me not to give such long-winded speeches when the sand is blowing in my face. I'm heading back for some ale. See ya at headquarters. We're standing in the rain. And now it's not raining anymore. Yeah, this is the one that just makes it so we would be able to teleport closer. Because though we could probably get there faster if we went the other way, but I'm not exactly one for see, it's weavers, right? Yeah. Not exactly for efficiency. Welcome back, boss. How was the family? Shaken but unharmed, aside from some tousled hair and mangled verse. Orcus left one of his minions behind as a gift, but Edgar made quick work of it. I always said he was a keeper. You have an eye for the fierce of heart. I wager he could slay Orcus all on his own, not that we let him take all the glory. Of course we wouldn't. We'll all be there when Orcus tries to take his prize. I don't think we'll be waiting long either. Orcus said he struck when Edgar was ripe with fear and hatred and despair, seasoning he's loath to forgo. I have an inkling how he might try to draw out those emotions and finish off a half-eaten meal behind. Right you are, Drasilia. How many nights did you mourn your lost avatar? The wellspring of your power, I must say, was quite the dish. And I think not. Move so much as a finger and her head will hit the floor. Oh, that's it, Edgar. That fire, I want to see it burn. I want to see its rage. I want to hear the hatred seep into the depths of your soul. Shall I make this Drasilia's final breath? Or this one? It's so very hard to choose. I was right not to give in to my baser instincts. To allow the thought of your taste to simmer in my mind as you and Drasilia formed a bond, a kinship even, born from an understanding of her insequential ideas, and that you may better appreciate the bitter loss. But perhaps I should wait a little longer to let the flavor of your hatred mature and the tang of your malice ripen. I can make use of Drasilia, yet revel in her screams, exalt in her misery. Ah, how splendid it will be. All the while my prized piglet grow fat with loathing and succulent with terror. Patience rewards the dutiful command. After all, when your taste's tantalizing flavor has fully matured, I shall return, and I shall reap my harvest. Goddamn void sent bastard, soulless piece of shite. I know, now is not the time to lose my temper. Deep breaths, cool heads. Right, we need a plan. First things first, find out where Orcus is hiding. The rest of the family should be able to help with that. In the meantime, you need to prepare. I know you're good, Edgar, but we can't lose the boss life to chance. Sharpen your skills and your scythe, then sharpen them once more. The boss can be not against Orcus without her avatar. That means you'll have to do the heavy lifting. Of course, I'll do what I can to afford you an advantage. You can count on that for Drasilia. Let's now continue the main story. Norvrent, it was over here. Might as well. Just so we can get out of the inventory for a spot. And save us another 600. Right, they're over there. Though recent events plainly warrant further discussion, I think it's best we wait until Alphino and the others are present, and Miss Silk included. How convenient that he should choose this moment to keep to the shadows. Well, no matter for the present, we should return to Faunau and make certain of the Gilmore's withdrawal. After that, Sotherbroth and the Blessed are no doubt elated by what has become of the sky. Okay, so I guess this was just lifted out by the tree itself. You are returned and unharmed, I see. Indeed, I am pleased to report that the Light Warden is no more, thanks in large part to you. That the death of a single Sin Eater should make such a difference. As our numbers waned, so too did our hope that the ruins we have devoted our lives to guarding would ever find purpose. Yet here you are, the allies for whom we have waited these many centuries, and with your arrival came the chance to pass on our legacy, the ancient wisdom of the Empire. That alone would have been reward enough. Never did we imagine it would serve to banish the light that pervaded these woods. On behalf of the Vise, our forebearers, and the late Emperor Ringronka, you have our deepest thanks. It is we who should be thanking you. Our journey through the Quana Ravel proved most enlightening. To be privy to such knowledge is an honor, one for which we never hoped. Please, you need not be so humble. We but do our duty as decreed by the late Emperor, or that he were still with us to express his gratitude in person. But sister, does this not mean our duty is fulfilled? To our allies, perhaps, but the ruins cannot be left unguarded. As long as we live here in these woods, the secret of Ronka must not fall into the wrong hands. Is Runar still here? No, we escorted him back to Slitherbroth shortly after you set out. If you would return to the Knights Blessed, we will not keep you any longer. I suspect they would be glad of your company. Thank you, Olmec. I look forward to a day when we might share a more leisurely visit to the ruins of Ronka. We will await your return then. That was just annoying me, just slightly enough to make me go. I'll just let it go off course.
Ah, you are returned. And none the worse for wear, I see.
You needn't worry about us. What became of the Umoran soldiers, more importantly?
They turned tail and fled at the sight of the night sky. The children of the everlasting dark have also retreated back to Woven Oath. Try as they might, they could not deny the truth of their own eyes. The sunless sea of heaven, full of love and grace, where none need know pain or suffering. In that moment, when the sky's light began to wane, I knew our prayers had been answered. That we were doomed to face oblivion at life's end no longer. When first we met, I harbored certain suspicions about you. Now I see that I was right. You are the bringers of shadow, the warriors of darkness, the saviors for whom we have prayed for so long.
I suppose you're not entirely wrong, but we are not worthy of your reverence, nor have we any desire to be worshipped. If you would pray, pray for your children, that they may one day know a better world.
I will do as you say. But please, let us at least hold a feast to celebrate your victory. You deserve that much.
I'm sorry, Runar, but there is still much to be done and scant time in which to do it. We must go. All of us. For we share the same path and the same fate.
So be it. I ask only that you hold us in your hearts, as we would hold you in ours. Now, and ever after. By the boundless dark, this I swear.
Though it pains me to leave, it is time I returned with you and the others to the Crystorium. But before we go, might I speak with you in private? I will await you in my chambers. Thank you for coming. I thought we keep my suspicions to myself, but after witnessing your victory at Rictic Falls, I fear they prove true, and so I must share them with you. From the first when we met at Foreground, your ether has appeared tainted, suffused with an overabundance of light, not unlike the Sun Eaters. When you defeated the Light Warden, I fear the light would pour forth from it was not negated by Hyland's blessing, rather it was absorbed into your being. Orion J also suspected as much, though he is unwilling to share his thoughts on the matter. One thing is certain, with every warden you defeat, the danger to you grows greater. Greater perhaps than we can imagine. If you begin to feel anything strange, anything at all, pray inform me at once. You should hurry before the others begin to worry. Once I have sorted my things here, I will join you. We took one last patrol of the perimeter. All things considered, Sotherborough remains relatively unscathed. Thanks to the antidote, all of those who were poisoned will make a full recovery. And with the night sky returned, their prayers have at last been answered. Sorry to keep you all waiting. Shall we be off then? Art thou certain this is best? I'll not deny there is a part of me that wishes I could stay. For 2 years I have lived with the Blessed, learned their culture, even going so far as to adapt Master Matoya's name as my own. I pray I did honor to it. Now is not the time for doubt or hesitation. Come, we must return to the Crystorium. Edgar will see you there, but Edgar has a pit stop to make first. Yep. Just one more hill. I'm 8 levels higher than you. Do not aggro on me. Especially do not aggro on Edgar. Oh, more food. I'm sure a talented man like yourself is needed all over the realm, and so I thank you for sparing a moment to hear me out. Since you two parted ways, Reek has come to visit me several times, so he is blessedly in good health. I worry for his spirits. I think you may have been the only friend he has had for some time. I considered journeying to the Crystorium myself to look in on you, but I find traveling rather difficult these days. If you would go in my stead, it would put my heart at ease. Okay. We need to go to... Yep, there. Haven't we met somewhere before? I wonder if any of the other two are here as well. Ludwig's customary seat is empty, and there is nothing to suggest he has occupied it recently. Perhaps someone will have noted his passing. Looking for Master Reek, are we? I dare say you're the only one. Word his mommy and daddy cut him off, so there's no point in pretending to like the little shy anymore. Last I saw him, he was moping about like someone had shot his Amaru. I'm sure he'll turn up eventually. Sure, right? You're Luric's partner. I was with Lambert, remember? Was I ought to stress because after we left you, we headed straight to Artica. We heard rumors, and Drea was there, and Lambert wanted to strike while the iron was hot. By the time we realized we were outmatched, it was too late. I saw Lambert fall, and when the Eater set her sight on the others, I fled. Call me a coward if you like, but my cowardice saved my life. Wicked White, I still remember looking back as I ran and seeing Lambert rise to his feet. I told everyone what had happened to warn them off the hunt. Some listened, but a few bloody fools took up their weapons and joined the hunt. Glory-hungry imbeciles, and not one of them has returned. Didn't expect Lurik to be one of them either. I remember thinking it's odd, especially when I saw him leave for Rakitica alone. You're meeting him there, I presume. Good luck, friend, but no doubt that you're going to your doom. And, oh, there's the other one. Lurik, the Mistral Lord thing. If he ain't sat in his usual table, then I've no idea where else to look. Maybe I should have done this before I did the main quest, but eh. I think it's not my strong suit. Yeah, just gotten up. Edgar, why are you here? Don't tell me you came for me. It's Serval, it's horrible, and Drea, she's... She's joined the Legion of Doom! Brenda Ray, if aught of you remains, then hearken to my words. I have come to lay your soul to rest alone as you yourself faced Bellum quits a century ago on this very ground. Lambert, oh gods no. Oh, they all got the same face markings. Don't tell me you beheld a vision of my past just now, didn't you? I thought as much. Wouldn't be a moment ago that I confronted them. Awfully useful, that trick of yours. Though I can't understand why you kept using it every time we ran into Andrea. Oh, so it was something you didn't deliberately... You did deliberately? Good to know. Anyway, unintentionally or not, at least I won't have to convince you of what I saw. She turned Lambert and those other hunters into sin eaters like herself. A human axeman, a Galactic swordsman, a dwarven healer, and an elven mage. Looked awfully familiar, didn't it? She's rebuilding her fellowship, she's remaking the Warriors of Light. But for the life of me, I can't understand why. I mean, I understand why she came here in the first place. She living the hunt for Bellamequitz. But Rinda Ray slew the beast by herself. The stories were clear about that. What? They were there too? Then the stories were wrong. God, strike me down. I've been such a fool. Why did I ever think I could do this alone? I hope you find it in your heart to forgive me for all the things I said, Edgar. I've regretted my behavior ever since the day we parted ways. It was stupid and nonsensical and utterly pointless. I'm not sure I could even tell you why I did what I did. Thank you, my friend. I hope it is all right if I call you that. Right then, Andrea should be around here still somewhere. Still on the hunt for Bellamequitz, I expect. Not that she'll ever find it. No doubt Lambert and the others are here too, with her too. He and I may have had our differences, but I do not wish that fate on my worst enemy. He deserves to be laid to rest. They all do. Rinda Ray most of all. She is my hero, and if I have to kill her to save her soul, then so be it. But this is too much for even the best hunters to handle alone, and I am far from the best. The only way to see this through is together. You and me, my friend. What say you? I asked for a word and you gave me a nod. Fair enough. Before we resume the hunt in earnest, let us return to Gate Town and let Miss Olvera know all is well. After all, you wouldn't have come unless she sent you. Yeah. Oh, there's a Vista up there. Oh. I don't think I'll even try to get up there right now until I get flying. Because I'm in a lazy mood. Edgar, what a pleasure to see you again, and in the company of Lorik, no less. Am I right in assuming you've patched things up? I should like to think so, yes, and it's all thanks to you. Had you not implored him to give me another chance, I might well still be sitting alone in the swamps, dwelling on my myriad failings. And you, my friend, I know not why you sought her out on your own, but I am glad that you did. Miss Olvera is perhaps the only person who truly cares for my well-being, but she has no one to look after her. Don't be Celeric, I have you, don't I? And before you start blabbering about how you wish you could properly reward Edgar, as I can tell you're about to, know that I am prepared a hearty meal just for him. That's very thoughtful of you. Nevertheless, I shall see you both duly compensated once we have claimed the bounty on Andrea. And claim it we shall, for united Reek and Edgar are unstoppable. Is what I would like to say, but I know my own limitations better than anyone. It must be prudent to make proper preparations at this juncture. You too should see to it that you are ready for the struggle ahead. It will be a mighty one indeed, but one well worth the effort, my friend. What level? Okay, so it's gonna be level 80. Okay. I'm just gonna set the timer now. And I'll end the episode once we get done with the main quest pit. That's over here in the Crystorium. All things considered, it is hardly surprising that Alphino and Alize have yet to arrive. But where is the Exarch? My friends, just good to see you all again. Alphino, it has been too long. I assume your presence here means you brought word of the Warden's hiding and Raktika. Found and slain, you say? I should have known. Yulmore has but recently dispatched soldiers to all corners of Norvent to defend them. I am glad to see their efforts were wasted on the Great Wood. Speaking of Yulmore, what came of your meeting with Vothri? Yes, about that, it proved to be... Dark, you mustn't push yourself. Your time away from the tower has clearly taken its toll. No doubt you're all are tired as well, having traveled so far. Why don't we all take a much-needed rest before we discuss our findings? I thought to propose the very same. After your clash with the Warden, you deserve a chance to recuperate. This settles, then we reconvene after everyone has had time to settle in. I don't know why, but I am always kind of tempted to jump down there. Back. Your room is ready. Yes.
So there's a light sealed inside you, is there? You wouldn't know it from the outside. You look the same as you ever did to me. I'm damned if I know. It's not as if I can lift a finger to help myself, much less you. Have faith in your friends, look out for them, and hope that they look out for you. What more can you do? he was telling the truth? Emmett, I mean. All that rot about Hydaelyn being no different from any other primal. If so, what would that make her blessing? Are we just slaves to her will? Let's pay him no mind. Lies the Ascian stock in trade. Villains, heroes, all a matter of perspective, they'd have you believe. One man's fond memory, another's waking nightmare. Me, I'm no saint or savior. Just another sinner. And I know damn well I'm in no position to judge. When I saw the people of Slitherbow look up at the sky and celebrate the return of the dark, felt good. It was moments like that that I cherished. Much more than the thrill of adventure. The quiet after the storm. I always took comfort in that.
Meanwhile, in Valheim,
What did the scouts have to report?
Several skirmishes, but nothing of consequence. The fighting seems to have taken its toll on both sides.
A stalemate, then. The Alliance has done well to hold the line for so long. But then they did have Ishgardian reinforcements.
Nevertheless, neither side has any appetite for a prolonged engagement. 'Tis but the calm before the storm. And should the Empire choose to bring their full might to bear?
To say nothing of Black Rose. All the more reason to hasten our search. How close are your people to identifying our next target?
Close enough, though I have received some troubling intelligence. One of our generals posted to the Alamegan front recently disappeared without trace from the battlefield at Gimlet Dark.
Odd. Dead seems unlikely. Fled less so. I wonder where he'll turn up.
Were I a betting man, I would say here, in the capital. Not that any deserter who valued his life would contemplate returning, but a corpse might, given the right encouragement.
In the manner of his royal remains, you mean?
Elidibus plainly has no need of a new host, so the question becomes who? It may be that another player has joined the game. Something to consider at any rate. But come, there's work to be done.
These bloodless games make for poor sport. Mayhap if father... Nay. I am a stranger to him in this body. Besides, there is but one hand that can make me whole again. My enemy. My friend. I know not what entertainment occupies you. But if you will not clear the way for me, then I shall seize the reins of fate once more.
Even during war times, seagulls are annoying. This goes to the window and shouts, "Shut the fuck up! Some people are trying to sleep!" Yeah. Well, that's gonna be it for this episode. And I'll see you on the next. Where we see what's all the fighting about. Till then.